Well, let's see what they focus on as we get back into our remake of this series. Already, we're going to start to see a couple of troop trucks in production.
Yeah.
Okay, my words are a little bit gone by now. In production. There we go. And so we might see that on both sides. Dole actually waited to tech up to Tier 2, and now he's producing the higher tier Panzerschreck bazooka units as troops instead of just using those early troop carriers to transport his infantry out into the lane.
All right, so Dole is staying with Gallen's division, but Rimmy, Rimmy changed to Beaumont's division, so we'll see what difference it will make here. Actually, no, it was Dole who switched. So they were both Beaumont division before the remake, and then Dole switched into Gallen's division. So, yeah, no mirror matches this time. We'll see what kind of different kind of strategy both players will bring. But on the side of Rimmy, we have to notice that he still has the anti-tank gun on his side, where Dole does not. So we'll see how Dole decides to deal with it if Rimmy does decide to bring out that anti-tank gun.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. One of the early things that we see here is a fighter built there. Going to get a nice Thunderbolt for Rimmy, but I don't know exactly how he wants to use that. So let's keep an eye and see where that might come into play. Already, we see the troops kind of knocking on Dole's door there. Rimmy pushing all the way up there. He's continuing to build troop trucks, but he also has a few of these little light units, like one Sherman and one Jeep kind of running around the map just to pick up cargo.
Yeah, the 50 cal Jeep on the side of Rimmy. You know, 50 cal is supposed to be strong, but in this game, the Jeep blows up too fast for the 50 cal to do its full potential.
But so, there it was. It was its full potential, not dealing damage. It's just there to pick up the drops to give extra money. Yep. And you can see that money immediately spent to not only tech up to Tier 3, but to allow Rimmy to put out his first anti-tank gun.
All right, that's a quick anti-tank. We're only 2 minutes into the game, and Rimmy is already bringing out the big guns. But if you notice, Dole, once again, is going back to his old style. He's producing massively on the infantry, the basic foot soldiers, as well as the bazooka units. And he's producing small amounts of heavy tanks here, or the artilleries, rather. So we'll see how Rimmy deals with that.
Now look at this. This is exactly how Rimmy is going to deal with that. He's got 3 Shermans off to the side, and he's going to try to flank the tanks, or the artillery, and come in from behind to take them out. Already a lot of damage being done. The little Jeep's kind of idle behind it, but look at that. The artillery just blows up. No chance. Actually, no, it ran around the corner. I didn't see that.
It is alive, very low on health, but this is a little bit off topic, but these two players, you can see, the players can also see each other in game of where the other commanders are. They were like very close. They were about to kiss each other when they were trying to focus on there. And I was thinking, we see the hand. What if they swing with the controller and punch?
Yeah, what if they're actually... G-Clef was trying to do this to me the other day when we were playing against each other. He was trying to punch me, and I'm like, dude, that doesn't work. But it is intimidation tactics if you want to go for it. Because it is crazy to see one of these giant show-me-what-you-got heads just run all up in your grill. So let's keep an eye on what's happening. You mentioned the commitment to troop production here from DDOLDDOLDDOLE. He is macroing out this game. He's focusing on the big picture. Lots of infantry out there. Bazookas, regular infantry. He's got it all. And maybe that prevails because the DPS from the anti-tank gun is very low.
It is very low, but it's not only anti-tank guns that Rimmy has. He has these artilleries protecting his sidelines, but look at that anti-tank gun do work.
Oh, we're gonna see it. He's waiting.
We hear it. We hear the siren.
Yep, there it is.
There's artillery coming from Rimmy.
This is exactly what happened.
Oh my goodness.
I'm getting sick deja vu right now, ending. This is exactly picture perfect what happened in the last game.
Deja vu, literally. Dole loves to hide behind that building. Rimmy puts down that anti-tank gun there, and the base artillery is just destroying everything.
Rimmy up at max money there for a second. He produces a Calliope off of collecting that supply drop. A lot of money immediately spent on a very powerful unit.
All right, well, we do have Dole kind of being pressured now, even though he has been producing massive amounts of foot soldiers and bazooka units. He's still getting pushed back because of the anti-tank guns not allowing to kind of support the foot soldiers here on the side of Dole.
Oh man, that Calliope, the massive barrage of artillery fire, just so powerful at destroying those big bazooka waves. You know, those units are very kind of tanky, but not against the Calliope fire. Just absolutely raining down destruction. A very powerful wave, a lot put into building those troops, but it's just not enough against this high-tech unit.
All right, well, right now, Dole, he has taken a little bit of damage onto his tower. Nothing critical has happened yet, but if this continues, even though Dole is mass producing on small units, Rimmy has found the way, has found the high ground terrain to just delete all the small units at once with the area damage. So Dole definitely has to think of another way to approach this game.
You know, Ending, I didn't actually expect to see very many Calliopes. That's those big sort of like missile barrage units that you see there. They're very long range, high damage artillery, but they deal with these massive waves of troops so incredibly well. So even though there's a ton of troop production from Dole, it just evaporates in the face of this withering fire.
Exactly. It's withering away, like you say. But yeah, like the numbers on the side of Dole has been going up and down, up and down. And while this is happening, Rimmy already found the safe spot, the sweet spot to kind of defend off those massive units. And now Rimmy is going to retaliate by building 7 troop trucks for himself to mass produce as well. Even though he won't be able to produce bazooka units, he still will match Dole in terms of regular foot soldiers.
Now let's see, Air Force is still 2-1. Rimmy has a slight advantage there, but we're not really seeing that come into play. The big advantage, though, are now in 2 anti-tank guns, which are going to be used to take out this anti-aircraft entrenched position here. That's why you see the blue arrow drawn there on the ground.
All right, that blue arrow, like you say, is going to go for that. We'll see if Dole notices this sneaky attack, but be able to defend those anti-tank guns and that one troop truck that he has placed outside.
Oh, one of them getting taken down. The second one,
no.
they were drawn into the lane. The lane is not where you put anti-tank units because they don't fire at ground units. So they just run into enemy turrets. But hey, if you look in the air, you're going to see a 3-2 now. The advantage going to Dole with his Messerschmitts.
All right, well, we'll have to see if Dole is able to push out, because right now in front of his base, all the way in the front, up and personal, Rimmy is attacking Dole's towers, and Dole is kind of holding on, but is unable to push out of his base.
Yeah, and it's kind of incredible. He's unable to push out of his base, even when he's making this many units.
Yeah.
The troops just keep flowing. Like you said, those high number of troop trucks that Rimmy added on seem to be kind of the secret sauce that's allowing him to keep the pressure on Dole's base.
All right, I just saw, fortunately for me, Dole producing a couple of artillery units. He knew that he needs long-range area units. They are setting up, as you see on your screen right away.
Oh man, this is so crazy. This is like an actual battle. It's in virtual reality, and we can show it to you on your screen, but you never know what it's like until you actually get in the game. And in truth, the theme of WCG is going beyond the game, and I think that's what we're doing here today.
All right, we see, but we saw the artilleries come out from Dole to try to defend it off, but that Calliope in behind that big, tall building here right now, the observer heard us, is showing us this tank itself is just destroying all the artilleries that Dole is producing, destroying the towers from long range, and Dole does not have the answer for this yet.
So currently, Dole is just thinking, oh my goodness, I have to get control of the air. He tried it with the ground units, but the anti-tank gun and the assassination tank runs that Rimmy was running took out his artillery, his anti-air, so he's trying to do it in the air. But even though in reality the Messerschmitts were very powerful fighters, here they just they just aren't able to get the job done. Maybe they chip away at it little by little, but his base is dying.
All right, well, we hear another siren coming through. Base artillery from Rimmy onto Dole's base. I think he is going for those bazooka troop units plus a little bit of damage to the towers. So now Dole, I think he had 6 bazooka troop trucks, but now he's only left with 3.
Yeah, a great way. If you see your opponent going for troop trucks, those things don't move a lot. So just artillery fire them. The base defenses being a good offense there to take them out. And even in truth, these Calliopes, look at that, one after another. These towers are dropping down. 3 dead, 4 dead. We're about to see 5 and 6 go down here pretty soon.
Yeah, this Calliope here stationed behind this building is causing too much trouble. Nothing has happened to Rimmy. Rimmy just stations them here and he can focus on building and kind of flanking around on other lanes because these artillery and the Calliopes with the extra Sherman tanks to back it up is not going to be destroyed unless Dole, I think now, if he wants to destroy this, he should have just saved up, given up maybe a couple towers early game and used his base artillery or even nuke it to get rid of it. But now I think it feels like it's a little bit too late.
It does seem to be a little bit too late. The base is actually taking a lot of damage. The troop wave's overwhelming. Over 100 troops now in Dole's base. And with that base being just defended by this last bastion, I don't think that there's going to be a whole lot more to hold on here. Dole might have won that air war with that 4 planes in the air, but there's nothing left on the ground to defend his base.
All right, well, it seems like Dole is running out of options, running out of money. He still is trying to defend here. The heavy tanks do come out. The 4 aircrafts that he has could be focusing on the foot soldiers, and yes, as I speak, he does do so. Gets rid or tries to get rid of all the riflemen on the ground, but we'll see. It's still damage is going into Dole's command center.
Yeah, and with the center's dropping lower and lower, and with that artillery fire, it is going to do it. Rimmy will advance on to the grand finals with a 1-game advantage.